State 3, Dhyana or passive contemplation. Introduction. Simran or remembrance is the first state. Bhajan or joyous adoration of the word is the second state. Dhyan or passive contemplation is the third state. One is advised to learn about Simran and Bhajan before learning about Dhyan. This commentator is reading from the book The Radiant Sameness, written by Professor Somraj Gupta. This book is available on Amazon.com. You can also visit the site samtavad.org, samtavad.org. Mangat Ramji gave us Maha Mantra, Om Brahm Satyam Nirankar Ajanma Advait Purkha Sarvyapak Kalyan Murat Parmeshwarai Namastam. Please visit the site samtavad.org for more information and also see the description below. Saying 31, page 213, The Radiant Sameness. When the mind withdraws from all that it has set up and comes to stay still in word the Brahman, and when it ceases to posit the gross material word, that is the moment when the seeker of the truth comes to attain to the state of dhyan, of passive contemplation. Blessed is the man who has found this state. Comment. When the mind withdraws from all imagination and abides in Brahman the Word, all forms and shapes vanish. It experiences Brahman bliss only. This state is called dhyan or passive contemplation of the Word. A man is very blessed if he reaches this state. Saying 32, page 213. A man who has matured into dhyan comes to find word the Brahman, to stay all quiet and tranquil in that his being and truth. In myriad forms, the nada, that immortal sound, resounds in him. In myriad forms, the nada, that immortal sound, resounds in him then, and also flash and blaze many a lightning. Joy in excess then comes to suffuse him. His relationship with the beings of the Word, relationships that condition his very being and constitute him, coming to cease. To remain still in that pure and holy becomes the sole objective of all his endeavors. Comment. In this state, a man becomes all quiet and hears Brahman the Word. He hears myriad forms of nada or the Word. He sees lightning too. He experiences supreme bliss and gets distant from worldly persons. He tries to remain completely still in sublime God. Saying 33, page 214. Each and every activity that his mind-body complex is called upon to perform, he attributes to the command of the Lord and not to his will. Accepting the results of those activities, those dualities, with equanimity. Be those results happy or unhappy. His life turns into a mere unfolding of nature. he himself standing apart from it, without a desire and without a passion. Comment. He surrenders all his bodily actions to the will of God. He remains same in duality of fruit and action. He remains same in duality of fruit of action. His life turns into a mere unfolding of nature. He continues to be desire-free in every state. Saying 34, page 214. He who has come to repose in the state of Dhyana alone is a yogi in truth, and jnani, a knower in truth. No desire remains in his mind, and no positing and setting up of the other. Established he remains in his being real and true. Nothing he desires and would have and be, and nothing he hates and would discard and give up. Immersed he remains ever in love, that joy itself. Comment. A man reposed in Dhyana or passive contemplation, he alone is a true yogi and knower. His mind has distanced itself from all futile imagination and desire. He abides in God. He does not have ill will towards anyone. He remains absorbed in intoxication of love. Saying 34, saying 35, page 214. With his dhyan getting deeper, he hears the nada sound within him, ever and indivisible. Or wrapped and absorbed, he lives in it and abides by it. The entire world turning into its emanation of the nada, that being supreme. Nothing is there in this world to tempt him any more from the name of the Lord, that life and being of his. Comment. As he becomes steadfast in dhyan or passive contemplation, he hears melody of imperishable word or nad within. He gets absorbed into it. He sees everything as emanation of that supreme essence. He becomes completely indifferent from bodily pleasures. He is attracted by God's name alone. Saying 36, page 214. Passive contemplation of the Lord is verily a redemptive contemplation, but not without giving up desires. Each and every can a man find it. Only a man who has surrendered all his weal and woe to the will of the Lord and keeps his mind ever established in word the truth can attain to this state happy and blessed. In complete humility should he live, he who has established himself in dhyan. A little association of his self with an act, a trait of it, shall bring about his fall from that blessed state. Comment. Dhyan or contemplation of the word is true redemption, but it is attained only after all desires are given up. If a man has surrendered all his happiness and unhappiness to will of God and keeps his mind established in the true word each and every moment, he alone achieves this redemption. A man in such a state should always remain humble. If he has doership pride of any action, then he would lose this state of bliss. Saying 37, page 215. Few are there of this state who will commit this mistake, that of identifying their self with an action. For suffused with knowledge and realization are they. For suffused with knowledge and realization are they, those established in Dhyana, and completely surrendered to the Lord do they live in the Word, with the name only their support and prop. Only a few persons in this state make a mistake of identifying their self with an action. Otherwise, persons who have reached this state are suffused with knowledge and realization. They live a God-oriented life. Only God's name is their support. Saying 38. A man of this state of yogic contemplation should not let his mind be tempted by the miraculous powers that may come his way. A servant should he live of the word, given to every humility. Let no desire ever tempt him, desire for the things of the word, and let him ever abide in faith, faith in the Lord, and bear with patience whatever may befall him, happy or unhappy. Only then will he attain to knowledge the full. Comment. Let him not be tempted by supernatural powers that may come his way. Let him live his life serving others in a humble way. Let him not have desire for worldly things and have firm faith in God. Let him accept weal and woe. Only then he will attain full knowledge. Saying 39, page 215. With his mind divested of all its activities, with his consciousness become bare of all his passion for setting up its other, and with all the fruit of his actions surrendered unto the Lord, can a man attain to this passive contemplation of Brahman, a man of this blessed disposition? Comment. Let a man forsake all activities of his mind and be established in imperishable word. Let his consciousness be free of all concepts, and let him surrender all his actions to God. He can attain Dhyana or passive contemplation of the word with this disposition. Saying 40, page 215. When that obsessive compulsion of man comes to cease, compulsion to do and to act, when his life is spent for the well-being of others, when the entire world turns into and becomes for him the Lord himself, and when within himself he stays still and passive, all lost in the bliss that is Brahman, only then can he attain to Brahman, that man the patience itself. Only then can he attain to Samadhi. Comment. Let the seeker remove his passion for fruit of actions. Let him sacrifice his life for good of others and see God in everything and everywhere. Let him be selfless in his actions and all lost in God, the bliss. Only such a patient man attains state of samadhi or establishment in God. This concludes the chapter on Dhyana or passive contemplation.